Hello, friends. This is Darren Hayes of Pigskin.com. Before we take you to your favorite Sports History Network show, just want to tell you a little bit about some merch that you can pick up that represents your favorite SHN podcast. So far, there's t-shirts, coffee mugs, and even books from some of the authors that do podcasts right here on SHN. Who could buy something better than that, than have the history right from the gentleman that you hear talking about it? But we also are adding things each and every day. And where's that store, may you ask? Well, it's at sportshistorynetwork.com. Up at the top, there is the SHN merch button. Click on that. It'll take you right to the store, and you can be representing your favorite podcast and show the world that, hey, on the swag that I'm using, it's the headquarters of sports yesteryear, Sports History Network, and my favorite podcaster, the Sports History Network store. Shop there today. Now it's time to take a sports break, a look at sports history on a daily basis. Hello, my friends of sports history. This is Darren Hayes of the Sports Jersey Dispatch podcast. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your place for all things great in sports history, and welcome to your sports break for this January 22nd edition, where we will talk about some of the greatest moments in sports history that occurred on January 22nd, the athletes that performed them, and the uniform numbers that they wore in these great events of team sports in North America, Europe, and beyond. Now, we want to make sure before we get going here that you are aware that we are on Twitter. We'd love to have you follow us. We're at Pigskin Dispatch. Is Pigpen Sports is what the title will come up in. It is the Twitter account that represents the Pigpen. That's Pigskin Dispatch, Jersey Dispatch, and all things in between. And we'd love to have you follow us, and we'd love to follow back too. So do that, and we'd do some correspondence there and see what each other likes with our tweets. Now, the January 22nd numbers that we're going to talk about today are numbers 88, 13, 39, 6, 40, 80, 24, 32, 35, 0, 8, and number 33. It all starts in 1953, January 22nd. Then 1953 NFL Draft took place, and Harry Babcock, who wore number 88 for the University of Georgia, was the first pick by the San Francisco 49ers. He wore those same 2 digits on his shirt with the Niners as well. In 1960, on January 22nd, we had the 10th NBA All-Star Game take place at Convention Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The East defeated the West, 125-115, and the MVP selected was Philadelphia Warriors center number 13, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. January 22nd, 1967, Gale Sayers, the star running back of the Chicago Bears, who wore the number 40, was selected as the offensive most valuable player of the NFL Pro Bowl game. And on the defensive side, Floyd Peter, the defensive tackle of the Philadelphia Eagles, took home the MVP honor as the East doubled up the West 20-10 in the 17th annual Pro Bowl event. This time was played in the Los Angeles Coliseum. January 22nd, 1969, the Brooklyn Dodgers catcher number 39, Roy Campanella, and St. Louis Cardinals outfield legend number 6, Stan Musial, were elected to enter into the Baseball Hall of Fame. In 1981, on the 22nd of January, the State University of Buffalo women's basketball star Annette Kennedy set a record in ladies hoops by scoring 70 points in a single game. The SUNY Purchase team used Kennedy's 34 field goals, 2 free throws, and 8 assists to embarrass their opponent, Pratt, 116-21, almost a 100-point difference. The previous record was for 63 points set in 1978 by Frances Marion's Pearl Moore. We do not have Mrs. Kennedy's jersey number available, but if you have information, please share it with us via email, pigskindispatch@gmail.com, and we will make sure we get it into print for this January 22nd edition. January 22nd, 1989, number 80. We have his number. Jerry Rice, the standout wide receiver of the San Francisco 49ers, earned the most valuable player honor in Super Bowl 23 as he and the 49ers defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 20-16 at Joe Roby Stadium in Miami, Florida. San Francisco head coach Bill Walsh retired from his post soon after that game was concluded. On January 22nd, 1998, Rickey Henderson, number 24 that season, rejoined the Oakland A's for the 4th time in his career. His 57 RBIs and 66 stolen bases showed that the 39-year-old still had the wheels and could bring value to a club. In fact, after 1998, he played with 5 additional clubs, retiring in 2003 at the age of 44 years old. On January 22nd, 1984, Super Bowl 28 in Tampa Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida, the Los Angeles Raiders defeated the Washington Redskins 38-9 in a blowout game. Most valuable player selected was the Los Angeles Raiders running back number 32, Marcus Allen. On January 22nd, 1994, the 45th NHL All-Star Game took place at Madison Square Garden in New York City. The East beat the West 9-8, and the MVP was New York Rangers goaltender number 35, Mike Richter. In 2006, on the 22nd of January, Los Angeles Lakers scoring machine number 8, Kobe Bryant, scored 81 points in a 122-104 Lakers victory over the Toronto Raptors. It was the second highest game total in NBA history, behind only Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in 1962. And finally, we come to 2018 on January 22nd. New Orleans Pelicans number 0, DeMarcus Cousins, had 44 points, 24 rebounds, and 10 assists in a 132-128 double overtime win over the Chicago Bulls. He was the first player since number 33 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1972 did this in NBA history with 40-plus points, 20-plus rebounds, and over 10 assists in a single game. And Mr. Cousins was on fire that day, well-rounded player, and boy, he had a well-rounded game against Toronto on that January 22nd, 2018 contest. Now, we have history like this every single day. We love to share it. We love to talk about it. We love for you to participate with us. We'd love to hear from you. pigskindispatch@gmail.com is one way to do it. We gave you our Twitter handle a little bit ago. You can DM us and tweet and follow us there. Remember, that is at Pigskin Dispatch. Also, we have a Facebook page, Pigskin Dispatch page, and we'd love to hear from you there as well. So, till tomorrow, everybody, have a great sports history day. We're dribbling around and see the shot clock's almost out, so we got to put up our shot and come back tomorrow for some more great sports history. We invite you to check out our websites, jerseydispatch.com and pigskindispatch.com. Not only see the daily sports history, but to experience the preservation of great events and people that play the games. Find us on Pigskin Dispatch. It's also on social media outlets of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all your daily sports history. Pigskin Dispatch is happy to be associated with the Sports History Network, the sports headquarters of yesteryear, found at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com. Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you gotta do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.